Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 21st to the 27th of March 2016. We are at the spring equinox, so the sun passes into Aries on Sunday the 20th, and this begins a new zodiac cycle. So usually the weeks before we've been speaking about letting go of any baggage, letting go of any weight, density that we don't want to take forwards, and the best way to do this is to look backwards and to let go. To look backwards with awareness of anything that we've done, the motivations for it, where it came from, and whether we can change those thoughts and behaviour patterns in order to step forward more light, more bright and more airy. By looking back and realising we can take forward just the seed of awareness and not drag all of the baggage with us. And as they say, life is a series of lessons, and those lessons are lessons, not a life sentence. So this is the perfect opportunity to let go of those base thoughts that aren't serving us, take forward the awareness of what we've learnt and let go of the rest. The equinox, just like the solstices, is a 3-day event. So we have the sun moving into Aries, but we also have Venus connecting with Neptune. So normally there's a feeling of rejuvenation and freshness, fresh energy coming in, and a bright sparkiness with Aries. But with Venus meeting Neptune, I feel that we're still between the veils, like between sleep and waking, in the mists. There's still a sense of confusion on the mental level. We don't really know where we're heading towards, and we can't put those mental plans into action. But this is a wonderful moment for intuition to speak very clearly from beyond the veils. Another reason for not pressing forward too quickly is we step straight into a lunar eclipse. So on the 23rd we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 3 degrees Libra, so it's worth having a look at your chart to see where 3 degrees Libra is. I saw a quote on the internet saying, "Everything that is not of love is being brought up for cleansing." Couldn't find a named author to this, so it will have to remain anonymous, but it felt very appropriate. The times that we're living in, this isn't just another year, this isn't just getting lighter to step up for another year. We're in a greater cycle. The great year lasts 26,000 years, or 25,920 years to be precise, and this was the last time that we were in the age of Aquarius. So all of this talk of cleansing and independent thinking is very relevant, because we are becoming very powerful now and we're manifesting much more instantly. But our manifestations can come from fear and from love, so people are manifesting their fears quite quickly as well as their loves. So anything that is not of love is being brought up for cleansing. That should be quite reassuring if you've had a couple of tricky weeks where everything seems to have been brought up literally for cleansing. But just to know there's a big reason for that. It's not just an annual event. This is a very important time that we're living in. So with the eclipse on the 23rd, we have Mercury in Aries. So this for me carries the phrase, "Don't shoot the messenger." When somebody angers us, it's because we have something inside of us, a button that's being pressed. And sometimes we're taught to react to the person and to be angry with them. But it's actually because we have a button that's being pressed. We've asked for that to be pressed so that we can actually realise that there's something inside of us that we need to go in and have a look at. In 2016, many of our attachments have been challenged. This has been very powerful with money and love. What are we attached to? What are we trying to make happen? What are we reliant or codependent upon? Because that won't serve us going forwards. We need to be very, very true to ourselves. And it's not that we can't connect with other people, but it's very much that connection needs to go up to the spiritual level now and not be one of want and need. So with Mercury next to the Sun in Aries at this eclipse, there's a sense of quick messages coming through to the heart, really vital information and bright ideas to power the true will and to allow us to grow and flourish unhampered by all of those attachments. We can change how we think, we can change how we feel, and we can step into that purity that Aries offers. The eclipse is in the sign of Libra, so this is where anything that is not of love will be brought up. Libra is the sign of relationships, but predominantly our relationship with ourselves. So there has been much conditioning and much codependence taught throughout the centuries, but this will be an eclipse where we can actually clean up ourself, our relationship with our true self, and therefore have better relationships with others that are not based on want, need and attachment. As we are regaining our powers and stepping back into the age of Aquarius, Aquarius is about unconditional love, so that will be the real theme of this eclipse. By the end of the week we have Saturn turning retrograde in Sagittarius. So the whole story of this retrograde will take us from December 2015 to November 2016, and the retrograde sits from March to August in the middle of that. So with any retrograde we have the first phase, which is December 2015 to now, and that's been things being brought up for awareness. And then the second phase, the retrograde, is from March to August, which is to go in and recalibrate and revise. And then the third phase will be August to November 2016, where we should feel older and wiser. Saturn in Sagittarius is very direct. Sagittarius shoots its arrow straight to galactic centre. It's known for not messing about, for getting straight to the point. And Saturn is where we want to teach ourselves lessons so that we can have a stronger core. So since December we've had some uncomfortable truths come to light. It can be quite a punch in the gut. It can be something that comes seemingly out of nowhere and that we then have to deal with. But we're now going into the period of dealing with that, the processing period. So we can look back, we can see, well, what's happened, what was the meaning of it, what did we want to learn here? Because by recalibrating between now and August, we're no longer building our future on dodgy ground. So Saturn really firms up. It's like a backbone in our body. We want to be building our future on things that are eternal, universal truths, and not things that we're hanging on to or making fantasies around. So this is a journey to the heart of the matter, to come home to our true selves, and for that it should be celebrated rather than run away from, because Saturn won't let us run away from our responsibility. We have to turn around, roll our sleeves up and do the work necessary. Because Saturn's in a fire sign, Sagittarius, this will also give us an opportunity to reevaluate our higher mind, our higher thoughts, and where we put our soul energy in life. So are we giving our energy to something that's not worth it, out of need maybe, trying to make something happen? Is it better to pull our energy back for a while, find the real value, because Sagittarius very much resonates in the heart centre, and then find the love and the passion within, so that when we do step forwards in August, we're actually directing with that Mars, the sun energy directed, we're directing that energy to something that's pure and straight and narrow and supportive and coming from a place of spiritual truth. So it's a good time to have a look at where we put our energy, where we feel drained, where we feel unappreciated. Are we giving too much for others? Are we trying to be responsible and run around and save and heal everyone, rather than taking that energy in and making sure that we are complete in ourselves? So low-level responsibility and obligation needs to go as we reconnect with a sense of higher selfishness. So all told, quite a tricky week. The equinox is always a beautiful cleansing process, a 3-day process that permeates through the whole week. But the main deal really is the lunar eclipse on the 23rd. If sudden messages or realizations come up, then with Saturn turning retrograde at the end of the week, we have a chance to go in and take a look at what's happening and why, how we can work with it, process it, become stronger and purer, and reconnect to our core selves. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. It's very worthwhile getting to know where these events are actually in our own chart, because we're all very, very different. So to get your chart, I have a video on my Learn Astrology playlist called Get Your Chart, and then all you need to do is have a look at where 3 degrees Libra is to see where this eclipse will be happening for you. This is one of the topics that we're discussing in my online Facebook group, so if you'd like a yearly subscription where you can actually post up your chart and start to learn it as these energies happen, then it's a lovely warm environment with many different esoteric threads and many connections across the world. Alternatively, if you'd like a reading for the new year, then please do contact me. I'm available in person or on Skype. That's zoehines7@gmail.com. Or as it's a new year, if you'd like to start a new journey of discovery, then I have a series of online courses where you can learn at your own pace. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you next week.